come to take the bottom rail and bring it to the top and make the last the first and the least the most.
The Farrakhan generation. The Farrakhan generation.
Why's it? Closing the gap. As long as we moving together, then nothing is holding us back. I cannot factor in none of your feelings. We dealing in actual facts. Just know our numbers exact. Keep it 1,000. If you see the universe dishing his crown, you won't see your cap. Told you we closing the gap. They covered the truth, he opened the lid. I'm going over they throw like a bridge. You tell a tree by its fruit like a fig. Went from auction blocks to doing the bid. We were chosen so that I get it big. The world is the darkest, as cold as it gets. Truth is the light, and our path will be lit by the love of the leader. No doubts in this wig. Cured our illness, I know that they sick. Ooh.
Closing the Gap Broadcast Network, the Farrakhan generation.
Beneficent, in the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, the all-wise, true and living God who came to us in the person of Master Wallace Fard Muhammad. We thank him for coming out of the east and coming unto the west and raising that one from amongst the chosen people, the chosen lost people. That man that I'm speaking of is indeed the exalted living Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. We thank both the Mahdi, the self-guided one, that Christ, that crusher of the wicked, for extending their mind, mission, will, love, and even their favor into that third beautiful human being. That man that I am speaking of is indeed the Messiah in our midst, the most honorable minister, Louis Eugene Farrakhan. And in their holy and righteous names, we greet you from around the country and from around the world with the greeting words of peace and of paradise, of Assalamu alaikum. I am your brother and forever servant, Brother Michael Jamal Hassan Muhammad, and thank you for tuning in to this week's interview on the one and only Closing the Gap Broadcast Network, the Farrakhan generation. And at this beloved time of introduction, I'd like to give way to our dear sister, Sister Maryam Alima Warith Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum, family. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who appeared to us in the person of Master Devi Fard Muhammad, to whom all praise is forever due. Ashhadu an la ilaha. Subhanallah. I did it again.
It's all
in the name of Allah. Praise to Allah. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, who appeared to us in the person of Master Devi Fard Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. Wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. I further bear witness that Muhammad is the servant and messenger of Allah. I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is the risen and exalted Christ. I also bear witness that the honorable minister Louis Farrakhan is their servant, our brother, our friend, our guidance in this time of the coming of the righteousness of the new world. Praise be to Allah. So, Assalamu family. Once again, we have with us two beautiful, real sister friends of mine. I'm very, very excited. These two beautiful women are doing extraordinary things during this time as well. We have with us Sister Latayqa Shabazz and Sister Tawana Muhammad. I would like to start with Sister Latayqa. If you can introduce the people to you and if you have any opening remarks.
Yes, ma'am. So, Assalamu alaikum, family. I do want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to come on the show. I'm like super nervous, but when you reached out to me, I was like, that's my girl. So,
Thanks a lot.
So I appreciate it. Again, my name is Sister Latayqa Shabazz, and I am out of Atlanta, Georgia, Mosque 15. Woo woo. So thank you once again.
Yes,
Praise
ma'am.
be
Thank
to
you.
Allah.
And Sister Tawana. I'll go ahead and unmute you, beloved. There you go.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear Witness, there's no doubt but Allah. And Muhammad is his messenger. Assalamu alaikum, family.
Alaikum
I'm
salam,
very
beautiful.
nervous, and I'm so happy to be on this platform.
Praise be to Allah. No need to be nervous. Y'all was your friend and your
I'm
family.
nervous. I'm always nervous.
Praise be to Allah. We are here, and we have our beautiful sisters with us to speak on the topic of marriage, motherhood, and matriculation. And for those who may not know what matriculation is, it's just going throughout college, getting those degrees. And so that's a pivotal thing with being married and being mothered. So that was the inspiration of having you two beautiful sisters on this evening. What we want to go ahead and implore everyone, if you have any questions for our sisters, go ahead and put it in the chat. We will ask it on your behalf. Brother Michael, you mind if I go ahead and go?
You want to just jump in, huh?
Okay, praise God. Jump in. Well, remember, this is about y'all, so it's nothing crazy. I would love you all to first tell the family, what was your journey into Islam and meeting your husband?
Wow.
You want me to start, or Sister?
Yes, go ahead and start.
Okay. So I met Zaki prior to join the nation. So I didn't meet him, courting or anything like that. So we came into the nation together. He registered first and kind of led the way, and I followed behind. When I first came to Atlanta, it was kind of rough. I wasn't sure if that was something I wanted to do. If it was, he did it, now I have to do it kind of thing. So once I felt like I was on my own journey and was able to understand the teachings and understand if this is really what I wanted for my life or my children, things like that, that's when I found myself going to processing class and getting more involved as far as becoming a registered member of the nation.
Wow.
So it took a lot. It took a lot in me to figure out if that's what I wanted. I didn't want it to be as if I was just following him, if that makes sense.
Wow.
It means a lot. I mean, I was there for that whole processing journey because we were in class together, and that's why we're such good friends. It was the longest processing class that you could ever imagine. But we stuck it through, and I was so happy to be with my sister, and so happy that we're still sister friends today. Yeah, Sister Tawana, what was your journey into Islam as well as meeting your husband? Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I think there's a lag.
So I grew up in the nation. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We hear you.
Yes, ma'am. So I grew up in the nation as a child. I grew up in Muhammad Maz number 10, Atlantic City. And when I became 16, I made the choice not to join at that time. So I originally wrote my letter in 2017, went through orientation, but then I came back in 2020 and went through 2019 and went through orientation again. And that's when I graduated 2020, Save Day. And I met my husband in 2022. We started. He was friends with me online for a long time, and I didn't know. And,
that's my brother too.
We started courting in 22.
Yes.
Yes, two beautiful FOI married to two beautiful MGT, because an FOI is for MGT. MGT is for an FOI. Brother Michael.
Yes. Well, one of the questions she said, the question I have, as both of you being mothers and now married as well, the matriculation part, I'm just trying. That is obvious for both of you, I'm assuming, correct? You both graduated from college or went to college?
Yes, sir.
But we graduated this year. Yeah, they graduated
this year.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
Wow. Well, that means the motherhood and the marriage came before receiving a degree from this world, right? Mm-hmm. How has marriage, motherhood, in the Nation of Islam pushed you through the university of this world?
Whew. So I was a mother before I got married, right?
Yes.
So there was a lot of things that I personally wanted to do that I didn't get to do because I had children early.
Yes.
Not that I regret anything. They are the reason why I went back to school and finished it and got the degree. But had I did it the right way, I really wish I would have went straight out of high school.
Yes, ma'am.
But because I didn't do that, decided to have children, and then got married, something in me was like, you need to finish this. Like, this is something that you really want to do. Why not do it? Your children shouldn't hold you back. Your husband should be supportive. What else do you have going on that's stopping you from getting your degree, right?
Right.
So I had started going to like community college classes. And I was like, I can do better than this. Like, I can go to a university. I can, do what everybody does at a 4-year college, right? So I got a job at State Farm, and I was in my training class, and the trainer was like, State Farm will pay for you to go back to school.
Wow.
I'm like, okay. But what you mean? Like, do I got to pay it back? Is it going to come out of my paycheck? Like, what do you mean for me to go to school, right? So I started to do like some research. I was literally like 2 months into my job, and I was already researching how they're going to pay for me to go to school. I started in April of 19 at my job, and I registered for class that August. And they pay for everything. They pay for my books. They literally paid for everything.
Wow.
And it's funny because my advisor, like, every time I finish a semester, I was like, I don't think I want to take a semester off because, I got other things going on personal, right? Mm-hmm. But my academic advisor would call me like, why haven't you registered for classes? Like, what do you have going on? And I would tell her, I got this going on, my work schedule. I work full-time. At that time, I was working a part-time job. And I was like, I just have a lot going on. And she was like, what's stopping you? Like, she would literally keep asking me, like, what's stopping you? What's stopping you? What's stopping you? And my excuses were longer than like my laundry list, right? So I finally was like, I'm just going to get it done. Like, I got the support, my mom, mother-in-law, my husband, my sister, everybody was just like, just finish and get it done because you know that you have a goal. And so I was tired. That was nice. I couldn't sleep, staying up late. Yes. And I would just pray to Allah, like, you see something that I don't see in myself. You put me on this journey to finish. Like, what am I missing? What am I not seeing in myself that you see in me? And that's literally how I got through. Like, I just had to pray my way through it.
Wow. Pray your way through it. Yeah. Allahu Akbar, but then I guess the prayer worked. Praise be
Sister
to
Tawana.
Yes, ma'am. So what's the question again?
I'll simplify it. I'll break it down. How has marriage and motherhood, being wrapped in this nation, helped you with receiving success in college?
Okay, yes, sir. So when I first started going to back to school, I wasn't registered. So I was just pushing through with my 3 children by myself. I just got a 10-year relationship with my children's father or whatever. So I was just trying to find my way through. And I had a lady that I was working for, which was a doctor. And she just kept saying, don't you want to go to school and be something else? Don't you want to go to school? She just kept saying it, dropping seeds in my ear. So that's what pushed me to go ahead and go to school and do something with myself.
Yes.
And that was.
So it wasn't too much of a struggle.
But as far as graduating and pushing through, it was. It definitely was a struggle.
Yes, ma'am.
For me.
Yes, ma'am.
And y'all lagging, so if I keep pausing, it's because it's black. But yes, it was a struggle. But I had family support. Praise be to Allah. to get me through. My mother helped, my son helped, my older son, he's 17 now. He helped me get through.
Wow.
And I always felt a little empty inside when I was going to school, working, take care of my children. I still felt empty, you know. So I look back at my life and what changed as far as childhood. And when I graduated high school, I was, you know, still partaking in the nation, although I didn't join. So I decided to go back into orientation and graduate there. And then the spiritual teachings pushed me and motivated me to graduate and get my degree. So I knew I could do it after that.
Come on, sis.
Praise to Allah, because I did not know that, Sister Tawana. I thought you started school. Like, I thought you were already married and everything. And I thought you had already registered. So that is like,
I started.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of trial because
That's a lot of
10-year relationship. Go ahead, my dear.
Right. I said I started school in 2018. I joined the nation 2019. I graduated 2020. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, in the nation. Praise to Allah.
So let's do that timeline again. Graduated high school in 2018.
Not high school.
I mean college.
No, she entered college at
2018, graduated in 2020.
Yes.
Yeah, from the nation.
Understood. I got
right.
it.
Look, she look good. She knows the youthfulness. We are perpetually 16. So praise to Allah.
Take us all back to high school, please.
Praise to Allah.
Praise be to
With a
Allah.
17-year-old, we are not judging. We are not judging.
Yes.
What I wanted to say, well, no, because the timeline is magnificent.
It is.
Because our orientation class is not for the faint of heart, because it's going to try you writing your savior's letter, and having a family, children, because at that time you were single. So you were single, going through orientation class, going to college. I mean, and studying through all praises.
And working full time. I
working full time
too. I did.
Wow.
I worked 11 to 7. I got off 7 in the morning. I'm going straight to orientation class. I mean, I was so tired, but I did it. I made it through because I wanted it. You know, and when you want something, you go and you get it.
That's right.
Yeah, I needed that spiritual teaching.
Go ahead. Woo.
I think that is so profound because, like she said, she knew something was missing even going back to school. She was like, something ain't right. God said, you can't do it without me. And then as soon as you went back into your processing class and committed yourself, and can say you committed yourself, sis, be in class. Matter of fact, because I wanted you didn't talk about the husband piece. Your husband. So yes, how did you meet your husband? Because that happened after the fact.
Yes, ma'am. Well, he came in my senior year when we graduating. So 22. So it was a little rocky, I would say that, but because I had to get used to it because I had a rotation already going. So adding a husband into that rotation, it came a little bit.
Yeah, I bet.
As a newlywed, it came a little, you know. But he's very supportive, and he helped me a lot. My number one supporter.
That actually leads me to my next question. I wanted to know, even though you all have already said that they were definitely in full support, so that was just their initial reaction, like, go ahead, go do it, because some husbands may be apprehensive knowing that they too work. Y'all have multiple children.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, I'm all here for you, you know, gonna go get it, but we're gonna take, you know, what's gonna happen with the children. So I just want to know I wanted to know like their initial reaction, and I'm so thankful that they were in full, and it couldn't have happened without their support. So
no, definitely. I know for Zaki, I used to lean on him for homework. I used to be like, you know what? I got time to do, I'll put the kids to bed if you write my paper type. But no,
Wow.
he was really, really supportive. He was. If he could walk across the stage with me, I'm sure he would have.
Wow.
Because one, it must be noted that her and Brother Zaki have been together for like 15,000 years.
Yeah.
They've been together forever. We know for like a very long time.
Wow.
I wanted you to give a timestamp.
That's a blessing.
2010.
That's 13 years. Praise be to Allah. So when he wanted to walk across that stage, that's legit.
Yeah.
Indeed. Is it on you, Sister Marianne?
No, sir. It's on you, but I do have
Okay, cool. I do have a question. I'm listening to this, and this is amazing because the woman never fails at showing just how powerful she is. As soon as you think she can get to you at a limit, the woman finds a way to go beyond it and create a new limit and a new limit and a new limit. So my question to you both, because I heard the laundry list on one end and then, the struggle and pressure on the other end from Sister Tawana and the, excuses that you were saying you were making on your end on Sister Latayqa. So would it be safe to say that after all of that, when you finally graduated, you got a degree, but would it be safe to say that the greatest reward you may have received from such of a time was an increase in your faith?
Absolutely.
And how did, so, and if that's the case, what did you learn about Master Farad Muhammad and how you have a relationship with him? Because you had to go up to him going through this. No way you could have did this all by yourself, and no way you could have did it just with cliche type of religion. You had to really dig deep and discover something in order to say, I got to go through this. I got children. I got this. I got to finish at school. I got this on one end, nation stuff on one end, and then school stuff on the other, and then motherhood on the other end. My gosh. And then a husband on another end. So, like, how, what did you learn about the power of yourself and the power of these teachings?
Well, I learned Allah is real.
Yes.
Sure. Because like I said, there were times I wanted to give up and, he didn't give up. So that was things I would think, if he would have given up on us, where would we be? So I would just take that mindset, like, I can do anything. Literally, I can do anything that I want to do. I can go anywhere that I want to go. As long as I stick to it and I have a plan and I have support, I can do it.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about. Wow.
That's just
Sister Tawana.
So for me, it was very overwhelming. And what helped me get through was the refuge prayer. I had a prayer over my desk as I did my homework. So nights when I got, overwhelmed and cried and I don't want to do it no more, I said the prayer every time. So that's what helped me push through. And I just want to read something real quick from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan when he addressed the laborers in 1984. He said, if you help me, Allah and his Christ will help you. But if you put me last and yourself and your goals first, then your failure is assured. So, that's what pushed me. I know I had to do something else with my life. I couldn't just take on this processed food, universal education and not get my organic education as well, So I was like, I have to do something. I have to do something to feed my spirit and push me to keep going. And that's what I did.
That's funny you said that. My mother-in-law, who's probably tuned in, she used to send me the reference prayer. She used to send me the reference prayer, and she used to say, "You need to say this. You need to read this." She literally sent me a screenshot and, "Hey, did you read your refuge prayer today?" And I used to be like, "Wow, she's really pressing me about this prayer. Like, let me put it in my daily routine, But shout out to her."
Now, what prayer is this again?
The way he is.
Right.
Refuge prayer.
Refuge prayer.
Does anyone know that one?
Does anyone know the refuge prayer? What are you talking
the
about?
refuge prayer. I'm
Refuge?
like, I thought you said. I'm listening. I'm like, I don't know if I'm lost.
I don't know who wrote the list
In
of
my
that.
mind, I heard reference prayer. I'm like, please put me on.
Does anyone know that by any
I
chance?
don't think I know that one.
I didn't know if he was joking.
No, because I didn't want to come out. I didn't want to come straight out and say, I don't know that prayer. Praise be to Allah. The refuge prayer.
The refuge prayer.
Yes.
Oh, there's just so much to say about, because one, I did not know either one of you didn't go straight out of high school. Didn't know that. You didn't go straight out of high school either. Huh. Didn't know that. Or
I attempted to go.
Wow.
What was the attempt?
Well, you know, I didn't have the I can't even say the word privilege that way, to be sent off to school, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I did attempt. I had when I had my son when he was 5 years old, I did attempt to go back to school, but I just couldn't. It wasn't working for me.
Wow.
So.
Everything in Allah's time.
That's right.
Right.
Everything. I did go straight out of high school, not because I wanted to go to college. I was trying to buy time and save up money to go to LA and get on this acting career that, you know, she's a thespian, right? And then the next year came and I was still down in South Carolina. Like, okay, I guess I go to school now. And then ended up having Alima and got all the way to senior year with one semester, and everyone else graduated. And I said, you know what? I don't need this degree. And I left school like an idiot. Racked up. Too much of my business. Racked up a lot of debt. No degree. Like, why would you do? My brother and my sister, when I told them, it was right after my daddy transitioned, and we were in Virginia Beach. Either we were in Virginia Beach or we were at Myrtle Beach, but we went to the beach, you know, small little family getaway. And I was like, y'all, I'm quitting school. And they were like, man, you're an idiot. I think my brother was like, you're an idiot. I was like, what? It's my life. It's my decision. Whatever. And I look back now and I'm like, that kind of was dumb. I probably should have just finished. But I am thankful that I went, because I'll announce this before we go to commercial break, but your sister has enrolled into school. And I want to literally seeing y'all graduate on Instagram was so much of an inspiration, because, and I'm not even married. But the apprehension of being a mother and knowing I have to work full time, and, you know, there's being very involved within our nation, striving to do what I need to do. I was like, man, no one has time for school. Yes, you do. There's 24 hours in a day.
Yes, you do.
You probably sleep more than you
do. Yeah.
And you can get this done. And I'm not going to school for theater. She's going to school to be a building construction engineer. So once you need your tiny homes built, call your girl. Praise the Lord.
Oh, Allah. It's on me. I'm sorry, I have a little cough. So if I do that, it's because I'm allergic to outside sometimes. But dear family, we thank you. We thank you for tuning in to this week's interview with our dear sisters, Sister Tawana and Sister Latayqa Shabazz and Sister Tawana Muhammad. We're going to get these donations going. So, if you would like to continue to support us, please do that by donating to PayPal, JKingdom1 at there you go. I forget this all the time. At JKingdom1, AOL.com, Cash App, $CTG Broadcast. You can also mail those into CTG Broadcast, PO Box 531, Ruskin, Florida 33575. And please continue to post your comments and questions in the chat. And as we come on the back of the commercials, we will lift those into view. And Sister Mariam, am I going to do this right here? Let me do it.
Yes, my hands are.
Okay. On the other side of commercials, family. Thank you.
There is a need in our community for a universal change. And it has to start with the man. Being a man of God means being a man possessed of the knowledge, the spirit, and the power of God, anointed to do his will. To build a people, you first must make man. Every man, no matter what his color, no matter what his race, every man, in order to be a man, must be a man of God, or he's not a man at all. Let us make man.
Assalamu alaikum, family, and welcome back to the second half of our broadcast with our beautiful sister Tawana Muhammad and sister Latayqa Shabazz. Okay, sisters, I want to focus on that second topic, motherhood. Motherhood.
Yes.
I believe the greatest blessings there is to be a woman, to be a mother. So praise to Allah. I wanted to know, first, what is your greatest desire in motherhood?
Ooh, I want to go first, right?
My greatest desire, I would be, I would say, making. I'm sorry.
Your greatest desire in motherhood.
Yes, ma'am. I would say my greatest desire would be raising my daughters to be respectful and appreciate who they are and their self-worth.
Praise be to Allah. Great to it.
Right?
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree with Sister Tawana.
I can only speak about my daughters right now.
Yes, ma'am.
The greatest desire in motherhood.
Oh yeah, I can only speak about my daughter right now because my son is living with his father.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
But with that,
it's lagging. I'm sorry.
I know it's lagging, but and I'm sorry to cut you off, Sister Latayqa, but I want to address what she said, because although your son is living with his father, that doesn't then cancel you out as his mother. You're his mother regardless, and he knows that, and he was with you for a very long time.
16.
Exactly. So for him, as his mother, what is your desire for your son that you can leave with him?
I brought him an LLC. I started his LLC in his own business, so I just want him to be independent entrepreneur and respectful, of course, to women. But he knows that. You know, I told
That's
him
right.
That's all.
So to leave a legacy, create
That's
generational wealth. You're like, okay, I want you to have more than what you may have had.
Yes.
So you're already starting him out, because no one started me in LLC. That's okay. That's all right. To Allah. Sister Latayqa.
So yeah, I still agree with everything she says. But for me and my girls, I would certainly have to say just strive for everything that you want in life. especially for my oldest, she's been there and she's seen me literally grow into myself. And just for her personally, because like I said, she stuck it out with me, right? For her personally, I want her to know, like, never stop giving into yourself. Never forget yourself. Whatever you think that you can accomplish, you can. You can absolutely do that. And I feel once she does that, her sisters will follow along. So not that I don't give, all of that to my other daughters, but Hazel, she's really dear to my heart. So, and that's because, again, she was there for me from bottom to top. So just my desire for them is just to follow your dreams. Follow them.
That may sound cliche, but it's really not.
Not at all.
Cliche. Because that's kind of what I was, or what we all were neglecting ourselves at one point. Yes. Having the desire, and it's like, and it's like, why? Why would you deny yourself when Allah put it in you? Maybe you should go ahead and listen to that voice and move out on faith. Right. But am I?
Yes, ma'am. Well, Sister Mariam asked one side of the spectrum, which was your greatest desire. I want to go another direction. What would you say has been, motherhood is like being in a gym. I can only imagine, every child is a different weight. And some children, this child might be 100 pounds and the other one might be a little lighter. You can do things with them a little different, a little easier. This one you might have to you might need dad to help you out, the little spotter, because this child is getting on my nerves. What has been the greatest, or not greatest, I don't want to use greatest, but what has been the struggles of motherhood that made you understand God in a certain way? As a mother, you're doing things that God does, that God does as well. What have you found in yourself that gives you insight to the Father?
I know for me personally, it was patience. I had zero. I had no patience. And my children has really taught me that. My children's taught me that. My husband's taught me that. Just allowing myself to breathe and be patient and let things come to me and flourish, if that makes sense. Because I'm always like, this has to happen right here, right now. Like, why is it not working the way I want it to work? So for me, it was definitely them helping me find patience.
Wow. Praise be to Allah. Thank you, Sister Latayqa.
Still searching for it.
Right.
And everything.
Sister Tawana.
Yes. For me, I believe I remember the minister saying that for children, that the mom is basically the God in their life. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know the exact words, but we're like the God in their lives until we teach them who God is. So I took that, I just nurtured my children the best way I can. And so hold on, I'm losing my train of thought.
It's okay.
So with that, I mean, everything, me getting through all the difficult situations that I was placed under. But I think y'all know where I was going.
It happens. It's okay. It just happened to me just a couple of seconds ago.
I mean, she is glowing. I don't know if she's telling.
Right.
Well, she said it on Instagram. That
yes, ma'am.
That she's with child. Praise be to Allah.
Oh.
Yes,
Yes, brain fog.
The baby will be like, mommy. Well, I mean,
yeah, I'm over here sweating and everything. I'm like, oh my God, it's hot.
Thank you 2 times for agreeing to be on the show.
Oh, that's
right.
So
Praise be
I
to
want
Allah.
to take it. I want to talk more about marriage
Yes.
because you both were mothers before marriage. Became, double mothers because you had more children. Praise Allah. But how did becoming married change your mothering,
Hmm.
if at all?
Hmm.
That's actually something I really wonder about.
That's a good question.
Well, it really didn't change that much for me and my husband. I mean, we knew each other before we had children. I had Hazel, of course, but we had children together. So I didn't have a bunch of children before him. So you got to rephrase the question.
Yeah, for you. Well, no. Okay, for you, I'll rephrase it, but it's in the same essence because you two embarked.
I mean,
on
we
the
learned how to
journey
parent together. Like
Mhm.
me and my husband, we learned how to parent together because I was a young mother and I didn't know what I was doing. So by the time we had, my second child, it was like, okay, well, we can do this together. I have a partner now. It's not just me, and we work together. So.
Praise be to Allah. Sister Miriam's like,
Because I actually forgot that. I mean, like I knew it, but then I didn't think about it enough for her. Praise the Lord. But Sister Tawana, it still holds true to you. How has marriage changed your mothering, if at all?
oh, I don't think she can hear us.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you guys.
Oh no.
It's okay.
It's okay. But
you-
I would love to really because she did say that even with going to school and then can you hear let us know when you can because I'm just talking about what you said earlier. That
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, praise be to Allah. But yeah, I'll finish this statement like adding a husband into your school routine and everything change your routine. So I wanted to know how did becoming married and gaining a husband change your mothering, if at all?
Oh, okay, yes, ma'am. It made it a lot easier. I can say that. It made it a lot easier. My children loves him. They're just happy to have, a father figure in the household. So it makes it very easy for me. Sometimes he cooks. I don't have to cook sometimes, so it's a blessing.
Wow.
They made it easier. I got help.
You know what? I am so thankful that was the response because that's what it's supposed to be. This was never supposed to be a one-person job. Like, granted, we are so thankful to have been mothers when we did become mothers, but that doesn't mean that was supposed to be the journey. This is
right.
Children need fathers, and so their immediate because I was at the wedding and you looked absolutely beautiful and they were there with y'all. And it was just a beautiful sight to see. I cried. I did cry. I cried. I was so just happy because being a mother with multiple children and having this beautiful FOI coming in and saying, I take all of y'all to be mine and just being on post. First of all, and then he be on his job, FOI. I be seeing them.
Don't play.
Don't play with them. Don't play with them. So having that response is so encouraging because it's like it's just I don't want to say that it gives me because my faith in Allah and His promises are true. As a single mother, I know that I will be married, inshallah. And that he will be in addition to us as me as an addition to him to be a complete help me. So I love that. Praise the Lord. Michael.
Yes. Well, I just wanted to ask this since she asked that question, Sister Miriam. What have you discovered about the value of your husband now? Now that you recently got married, You have this dynamics. What have you learned about the beauty of the husband or the man in your life?
I'm gonna say, Latayqa, we're gonna start.
Who's going first?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to Sister Tawana. My bad. sorry. Repeat the question. I zoned out. I thought you were talking to Sister Tawana.
No, I can take if it's to Tawana. If you want to start the question.
You said recently married, so I thought.
That's right. Because you're not recently married.
Okay.
There's two different dynamics on this show. I got to remember that. Well, Sister Tawana, that question could go for you then.
Okay, yes, sir. Well, he teaches me a lot of patience and humbleness. We're like the opposite. So like I would get angry about something, but he'd be like, "Oh, it's nothing," and I'm like, "But it is something." So he teaches me how to look at the bigger picture a lot of the times, and I admire that a lot because it's teaching me how to, stay patient.
Yes, ma'am. Praise be to Allah.
My computer's
Praise
lagging.
be to Allah. Yes, ma'am. Now I know how to rephrase it for Sister Latayqa then. Tell the world the beauty of an FOI as a husband.
Yes. So I love Brother Zaki. Like I said before, he has really taught me a lot of patience, finding myself and how to properly communicate. Like we just had this conversation the other day, and I'm kind of with Sister Tawana. Like we are definitely on the opposite ends of the spectrum. He's so chill, and I'm like, rah, 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 rah. So sometimes, just looking at how humble he is, and how strong he is in the teachings, I kind of step back and I just kind of watch him, and I'm like, you know what? I really want to be like him. He may not think that about me, but his humbleness, it does a lot for me. And just watching him, just being an FOY, just being a Black man in general, I love it.
Yeah, I heard it right here on Closing the Gap.
But I think that neither one of their husbands are just FOY in name.
Right.
Like
They
are working for their nation. Yes. I met Brother Zaki. I didn't know that they were husband and wife maybe like 2 weeks after I had met both of y'all individually, because he was over going to the churches back in 2019. So I was going to the churches, and then I think I met you, and just seeing them as a couple, like these y'all, they my friends. And
they my friends.
Well, they are, and I admire y'all's relationship. I feel that y'all have good communication, the longevity, the fact. It should go to know that. Granted, they've been together for 13 years, but that new baby, Hamira, is a new baby. She's not even a year yet, is she?
No, July 4th.
July 4th. Oh, you know what? I forgot she was born on Founders Day. It's almost a year old. So yeah, wow. I love y'all as a couple.
Thank you.
Thank you both for answering the question. It's on you, Sister Mary. I know Sister Tawana is having a little issue with the screen and stuff. Just so you're aware, Sister Marianne.
Oh yes, sir. I can't. It's so funny. I should say multitasking is easy, but I can't multitask. But I'll try to do my best. Okay. I kind of already asked one of these questions about, because you said one of your greatest desires, because it's more, I wanted to know what you wanted, was the most important lesson you wanted to instill within your girls, but that was the confidence, going for what you want. So I did want to go back to the major for 1 second, and I wanted to know, were there any fears or trepidation before you embarked on your degree?
For me, my fears was not completing the task. Like I said, to start and not to finish was my biggest fear. And I got pregnant right at the last leg. So I wanted to take the semester off, have the baby, nurture her and then go back to school. But I was like, why would I do that? Just pushing through and get it done.
Wow.
And after I had her, I was literally doing homework in the dark. Like I would put her to sleep and I would have to finish my assignments in the dark. Like I couldn't turn the lights on for assignments because she would be asleep.
Wow.
So for me, it was the fear of not finishing. And for my children, now that they're of age, seeing me not complete something that they knew that I wanted to do. So that for me was the fear of not completing the task.
Wow. That's heavy.
And I have to mention, I used to work part-time overnight at Amazon. So I was going to work during the day. I would come home, I would do my homework, or I work from home sometimes, and do my work, put the baby to sleep, and literally had to get up and go work at Amazon.
First of all, we totally have to talk about Amazon. I'm working at Amazon now. Oh my God. Who's going to be paying for my schooling? So no, like that's legit. Getting a job, if you have to go work at the white man's job, at least get a job that if you want to go to school, they're going to pay for it.
That's right.
That's a big
wow.
Praise the Lord.
Black woman is God, I tell you.
Okay, people got backing it out. Sister Tawana, any fears of trepidation before re-embarking, or just because you were still? I don't think you ever stopped in 2018, did you?
Oh yeah, I took time off. My biggest fear was also not graduating, having my children look at me, go through school, and then to just not graduate. That was my biggest fear. So I didn't want to let my children down at all.
You did.
And every time I wanted to quit, they'd be like, "Mom, when you graduate?" I'm like, oh shoot.
Right.
So the children helped push you through.
Wow.
Look at that. Allahu Akbar.
I can say that I concur with embarking on anything new, that having Alima see me say, oh, well, never mind. That's going to tell her that oh, well, never mind. I don't really have to finish this. It's no big deal. And it actually is a big deal.
Right.
It is.
And not even just school, just different other aspects of their life. They would just never have that cycle of completion.
That's right.
Hazel's been with me. She's 16 now. So she's seen me finish, start things and not finish and start things and not finish. So with this, I was like, no, I'm sticking it out. I want her to know that I completed something. Even if it's minute to her, it was really big for me not to finish for myself. I finished for my family. I walked across the stage for my family. It wasn't just me.
Wow, that's right. Well, I'll say this. For any child out there looking at their mothers go through struggles similar to this and pressures, if the thought comes to mind, what is mommy? Mommy, you need to finish school. What did she finish? She finished having you. That's bigger than college. To have gone through 9 months with this other women that don't necessarily complete such a pregnancy. Some let go. Some prematurely dismiss that responsibility. Some have the child and take the child to somewhere else to get taken care of. For you all to have done what you've done was the greatest assignment really put on women outside of now getting these children to connect to God directly. Everything else is really a cherry on top, proving who you already are.
Thanks, Brother Michael.
I pat myself.
Actually, no, for real. I took that.
Praise be to Allah. Just wanted to say that. I'm like, wait a minute. They complete nothing. 9 months. I watched my wife in here 9 months. I'm like, Lord.
And they eat every day.
Right.
I love it. I love the Black woman. I love the woman, period, so much because it's so much unknown mathematics wrapped up in you. All you gotta do is just study the woman, and you can literally understand everything that you're looking up at the sky about. So beautiful. But that's just me. Yes, ma'am. Is it okay to ask my question? I really
Yes,
want to
it
know.
is. Yes, it is.
I'm going to ask this question to both of you, and you can decide. I'll start with Sister Latayqa, and then we'll go with Sister Tawana. This question I ask everybody at the very end. I haven't actually done it in quite a while, so it goes like this: if you were in a private setting, Sister Latayqa, with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, our Messiah, and whether the world knows it or not, their Messiah too. And if you had this moment where there was no one around, no E-team, no security, just you and him, right? What would you like to say to him, knowing that his departure is near, that would give him comfort while he's gone, based on your activity of love?
I would ask him, is he proud of me? Is he proud of what I've done and what I have accomplished so far?
Wow.
Not to have, any type of praise from him, but just the acknowledgement of the God, the Jesus in our midst, saying, you're doing the right thing. You did the right thing. Just keep going. And
Go
just
ahead.
that affirmation for me, I guess you should say.
Yes. Allahu Akbar. Beautiful. I think that'd be the first time I've heard someone say that one, that they want to know if he's proud of them. That's beautiful. I want to know too. Shoot. On you, Sister Tawana. Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful. I would want to know if I'm going the right path. Am I doing it right?
Yes.
Sometimes we don't know. We just going with the flow.
Yes.
I just want to know if I'm doing it right.
Yes. Just having that opportunity to actually ask the teacher a real question about how you've been as a student.
Yeah, say, what's my grade?
Yes. That's right.
Be honor roll, be honor roll.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's right. What is my grade?
Well, yeah, you're supposed to graduate to apostles, right? Not disciples, because disciples become apostles.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so yeah. Am I still in the the D range? We got to hear it because that's disciple. You know what? To what Sister Latayqa said about, because she said, ask the God, and I know she was saying the Messiah, but I had this thought earlier today about, and let me say this quickly because I know we got to wrap up. So in our Constitution, I had a question a few years back when I finally got the Constitution, and I read it, and it referred to the Christ as our Lord. And I was like, oh, that's so confusing. I don't understand what that means. Lord, doesn't that mean God? Like, So I asked someone, and it's not in reference of God, but Lord meaning the person that is over you. And as we know that the Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, was given power over everything save Allah, save Master Prophet Muhammad. So he indeed is our Lord. And since the Messiah in our midst is second only to him, he then is our Lord among us. And I said, oh Allah, thank you for that, because when we refer, because we know who Jesus is, when we say Jesus, Lord, Christ is my Lord, my Savior, he is, like, it all makes sense. Like, those words are so true. But I mean, it's just beautiful. So I wanted to
that's beautiful.
It's only he. Brother Arvin, I wanted you to know, brother, that I wrote that question down because that question is great, and I'm going to save that for when we have our next Mother
of the Faithful.
Yes, Mothering the Faithful show with our beloved sisters in a couple of weeks. Because that was a great question. So thank you, Brother Arvin.
That is, yes.
We want to thank you, sisters, so much. Are there any closing remarks that you wanted to give before we close out?
I just want to say, for any sisters, you don't even have to be a mom. You don't have to be married. Just if you want to do something, do it. Go do it. Find the support that you need to push through. If you want me to be your support, reach out to me. I will push you through.
Come on.
No, but serious. Just continue. Just continue the road that you're on and seek Allah. If you are questioning the path that you're taking, just get it done. Believe in yourself.
Allahu Akbar.
My turn.
Yes.
I would like to. I want to say, I just want to mention a quote from the minister, the knowledge of God Himself, and he said this to the youth is for the youth that's trying to have a successful future. So it says your youth is a blessing because when you know God as a young person and live your life in obedience to God as a young man or a young woman, you have put your life in order, and the blessings of life will come to you no matter how long or short life span is. So I just want y'all to know y'all can do anything y'all put your mind to, and don't let nobody discourage you from that. As long as you put God in the center, everything around you, it's gonna be like a clock.
Come on now.
That's right.
Praise be to Allah.
Powerful. Praise be to Allah. And I just wanted just to add one thing. Earlier was referenced or mentioned not the reference prayer. So I just want to go back and clean that up real good. It's the refuge prayer, but Sister Latayqa brought that up, and it's good because others may not know what that beautiful, powerful prayer is. But it goes like this: in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. O Allah, we seek thy refuge from anxiety and grief. We seek thy refuge from the lack of strength and of laziness. We seek thy refuge from cowardliness and niggardliness. We seek thy refuge from being overpowered by debt and the oppression of men. O Allah, suffice us with what is lawful and keep us away from what is prohibited. And with thine divine grace, make us free from want, from what is besides thee. That is the prayer that she was referencing. It's called the refuge prayer. And we thank you for bringing that up. But that's a beautiful prayer that if any of us are going through something and we need God, that's a beautiful prayer to reach out to him. And we end with Ameen on that one. So praise be to Allah. That's all I wanted to offer that prayer.
Thank you. This is what we're supposed to say it 7 times a day.
Yes.
Praise to Allah. Family, we ask that you follow, support our sisters on their Instagram. You can reach out to them. Sister Latayqa said that if you need support, she'll be your support buddy. So someone may hold you to that. You can follow her at Pretty Tay Tay on Instagram. You can follow Sister Tawana Muhammad on Mrs. Sister Tawana, me and you in this IG name. Because I was like, what? So I put 3 capital S's. So it's Mrs. It's Mrs. SSS Muhammad. On Instagram. Sisters, we love you. We thank you, Brother Michael. I'll let you do the donations one more time and then give
yes, ma'am. And let me get to them, dear family. We absolutely thank you for tuning in again to this week's beautiful interview with our sister Tawana Muhammad and sister Latayqa Shabazz. Shabazz, I said it right? Now I'm thinking, now I'm conscious about it. Shabazz. I did say Shabazz. Darn it. Oh, Allahu Akbar. But either way, please continue to support this beautiful network by sending your donations into PayPal, JKingdom1 at AOL.com, or you can Cash App $CTG Broadcast. You can also mail those into CTG Broadcast, P.O. Box 531, Ruskin, Florida 33575. And I never ended it. Like, you want me to end it? Then is that it? Bye-bye?
No, it's not bye-bye.
Okay.
Telling people come on Thursday, Saturday,
yes,
Tuesday. So no, but you can totally do it.
No, I don't want to do it.
Okay, so I'll carry your load. That's what he says in what is your role? Praise be to Allah. Let me do my part. So yes, family, we thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Please join us for Sister Angelica X on Healing with Angelica. She will be interviewing. Let me not make up things. She will be interviewing someone. I can't remember. I saw it, then I forgot the name. But please, she'll be live at 1 p.m. on Thursday. I'm not sure if Nuestra Nacion de Islam will be live this Thursday, but you can always come back and look at their previous shows. They usually air between 8:30 p.m. Eastern time with our brother student minister Abel Muhammad, as well as student minister Tony Muhammad. And join us for the Mother broadcast Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern time with student minister Chad, our beloved student minister James, and our beloved sister Charlotte of the Final Call newspaper. And next week we will have with us our brother, our friend, I was gonna say, I'm not gonna say it, but our friend, brother Demetrius X, out of Virginia, 757 with us, title pending. So we love you all. Inshallah, we'll see you soon. And assalamualaikum.
Love you, family. Salam alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.